while I was gone, lots went down. A lot went down. I left the country on June 8th. Here I am back on June 20th.
So much has happened.
So much has happened. To the point where I can't fit it all into a 3-hour show. So I'm just going to jam it into a top 5 list.
Do it.
Top 5 wildest stories while I was out of the chair. Here we go. Number 5 is not the NFL, but just keep the music playing. I don't care. It's all good. Oh, look at you, Mike.
Wow,
look
Mike,
at you.
look at you.
While I was away, Mike got better at his job. Unbelievable what focus can do. Here we go. Number 5 on this list. Chris Paul is now a Washington Wizard. He finds out that he's traded from the Suns to the Washington Wizards through his own son, actual son, 14-year-old son. Wow. He said was texting him, "Dad, you got traded." Happy Father's Day to him. So he speaks about his trade to the New York Times on Monday. And what a fascinating quote this is. Talking about his trade away from the Suns, saying Matt and Isaiah, I guess, just wanted to go in a different direction. You're like, Isaiah, what do you mean? Is this I just came back from Israel? Is this a Bible verse? I don't know what's happening here. No. Matt, as in Ishbia, the owner of the Suns, and a board member of Matt Ishbia's United Wholesale Mortgage Company, Isaiah Thomas. Isaiah Thomas is back, guys.
Like Zeke?
Zeke's back.
Wow.
Ishbia is a Michigan State walk-on. We all know how Isaiah's a Michigan guy, even though, he's a Michigan State guy. He's from Indiana in terms of college basketball, but he's in the ear of the new owner of the Phoenix Suns. And I will just say this as a New York Knicks fan to Phoenix Suns fans. Have your head on a swivel. Zeke is back in the NBA.
That's
now,
unbelievable.
Just when you think the NBA will never go crazier, that one is like, oh, we're going to talk about the Phoenix Suns going in a different direction because the general manager said something. No. The Suns, Ishbia, asked a few weeks ago if Isaiah has a role with the team, said no. Chris Paul believes otherwise.
Jeez.
So look out. Zeke's back in the NBA.
Okay.
That one was snuck in just under the wire of me landing back in the country of the top 5 wildest stories while I was out of the chair. Number 4. Look, I totally get it. You can switch to the NFL now, Mikey. I can understand when a player is asked about his quarterback that the quarterback is the best in the league. Period. End of story. Totally get it. When Jamar Chase asked about how he thinks Joe Burrow is the best in the NFL at the quarterback position, I totally get it. Totally understand it. But when Jamar Chase was asked this question, he said it's Joe Burrow, and the follow-up question was, well, Joe Burrow mentioned it's Mahomes. And then Jamar Chase responded with, Pat who? Pat who?
Oh, come on. Don't do that.
Mahomes responds by putting his new Super Bowl ring on his index finger with his other Super Bowl ring on his pinky finger. And on the night of him getting his ring finger, on the night of him getting his new Super Bowl ring, tweets out, "That's who," with 2 rings as an emoji on his Twitter.
Okay, so thanks for explaining that, because I did not understand that that's who.
That's who.
I missed the Jamar Chase.
He's responding to Jamar Chase the night he gets his ring with, I believe I saw this correctly while I was away, 1 million diamonds on that ring. Correct?
Correct. Yes. Accurate. TJ, when are the guys going to stop doing this?
Well, in Jamar, I don't know if I want to stand up for him, but the reporter didn't say Mahomes. He came up to him and he goes, Joe said the best player in the NFL was Pat.
Oh, well, okay.
And he didn't say Patrick. He didn't say Mahomes.
But
No. The question was about talking. There's no misconstruing.
Come on.
He didn't say Patrick, though. He said Pat.
What is he thinking? Riley?
I don't know. I'm just saying.
Just Pat from SNL, if you want to even go in a different generation. Get out of here.
It's Pat.
Get out of here. Let's just put it out there. Kansas City hosting Cincinnati, week 17 of the National Football League season.
For the 1 seed.
Maybe so. Number 3, wildest story while I was away. I'll just go throw it out there. Number 3, Aaron Rodgers sitting in the third row at the Tony Awards. I mean, okay. And now the origin of this, he's sitting next to C.J. Uzomah, who is a tight end on the Jets. And also, he is a co-producer of the comedy on Broadway, Ain't No Mo, which was up for Tony Awards. And I love how you laugh, TJ, when I said that. I understand I sound very, very Caucasian when I say that.
No, it's not even that. It's just the name of it.
All
It's
right?
just funny. It wasn't even how you said it. It's just Ain't No Mo. Like, that's just funny.
He's a producer, so he was, and Rodgers went and saw Wicked recently. It's just that here I was wondering, how's Rodgers going to take to New York? He went to the Ed Sheeran concert in MetLife after he went to the Taylor Swift concert in MetLife. Mm-hmm. He's got a line for tickets at MetLife, obviously, and he's now at the Tony Awards. Great tweet from Rich Eisen Show favorite, Josh Gad, who has been on Broadway. He wrote, Aaron Rodgers sitting in the third row of the Tony Awards is the equivalent of me sitting in the third row at the ESPYs. This is Josh Gad.
Pretty good. That's pretty good.
So,
wow.
That's funny.
By the way, Josh is a diehard. Josh knows sports. I mean, he's a diehard Miami sports fan. But I found that one funny. Number 2 on the list, golf went off the rails while I was gone. Let's start with Adam Hadwin celebrating the victory at the Canadian Open of fellow Canadian. He runs out there with a bottle of champagne and gets absolutely fully formed tackled by security.
So Nick Taylor makes like a 700-foot putt to win in a playoff against Tommy Fleetwood.
Yes.
Everyone is going nuts because it's in Canada.
Yes.
Taylor's a Canadian.
Yes.
Hadwin, champagne, trucked by the security guy.
I mean, absolutely
insane.
Like office linebacker
100%.
Terry Tate. Right.
Meanwhile, while Taylor's caddy just kind of goes like, "What is that?"
I mean, the whole thing. I saw
so many different angles.
I saw so many different angles of it, and it was great to see. And then I discovered Hadwin's wife on Twitter. Very funny.
Very funny.
Her tweet in response is, "Sorry to leave you all hanging. How to get the toddler ready for bed. I'm thrilled to report that." Adam Hadwin Golf is still among the land of the living and in true Canadian form apologized to the security guard for being tackled. Laugh out loud, funny. Well done, Jessica Hadwin. Then Jay Monahan steps away as the commissioner of the PGA Tour just on the outset of the U.S. Open, and I hope he is fine. I hope the man is recovering well from whatever caused him to step aside for the moment.
Yeah, mystery illness. That's
and
overtaken him.
And I totally know in this world of nature abhors a vacuum. It's just like, okay, so we're not talking about the Live Tour relationship with the PGA Tour at the U.S. Open. We're not going to do that now because Jay Monahan's not here, and now everyone's, when's he coming back? What does this mean for the business relationship? The U.S. Senate, as we all was expecting, they're looking into this thing. Yep. This thing is falling apart at the seams, it appears, unless they're completely together, because Greg Norman is the guy who's helping it hold together, right? It's so off the radar screen of normal.
Yeah.
And then the U.S. Open happens here in Los Angeles. Los Angeles Country Club gets totally attacked, first of all, at the pins by Xander Schauffele and Ricky Fowler Jr. with 262s in the opening round of the U.S. Open.
Lowest U.S. Open rounds ever.
And then the course gets attacked verbally by virtually every player. Yep. And then the crowd, the gallery, gets attacked by every human being on the planet for being overly corporate, which is the last thing the PGA Tour, which I understand has nothing to do with this, is a USGA event, wants to be called corporate because of the business relationship that everybody's hammering them for. And it's just like, can you hear a boo or a peep out there? Can we truck in regular people right there in Beverly Hills? By the way, did you see the amount of money that if the LA Country Club ceased to exist and turned into real estate?
Yes.
Was it $6 billion?
It's the second largest underdeveloped piece of land in the United States other than Central Park.
And then, of course, the kid who wins it all.
Unbelievable story.
You love this kid, right?
Great story. He lost his mom when he was in college. She had cancer. It went into remission. Then it came back aggressively, and she passed. She told him to play cocky and play strong and play confident. Those were one of the last few things that she said to him. He lost his game. He had to hire a sports psychologist coach that follows him around. He does kind of everything solo, doesn't rely much on his caddy, and he had some of the stonesiest shots of the tournament.
And I
totally deserves it.
And I had to see this about Wyndham Clark. The graphic at the bottom of the screen, he hit every fairway in every green in the United States Open.
Yeah, he was unbelievable.
And, he barely made it. And he wins it.
Yep.
And that was wild. The whole thing.
It was a great weekend.
But the wildest story while I was away, number one, was Stefon Diggs. We had him on the set of the Super Bowl, and he could not have been more happy, more go-lucky, more, that sucked the way that the season ended, but I'm cool. And then here he is at the mandatory minicamp, and the coach of the team, Sean McDermott, says, I'm very concerned about him not being here. And then you find out actually he was there. Then he was sent home, or he went home. Nobody knows. He got a new contract last year, and it's not about money. It's about play calling, or it's about his role in the offense, or his ability to have a say in the offense. And everybody from DeAndre Hopkins to anybody who's anybody at the wide receiver position can't wait to play with Josh Allen, who he has personally professed brotherly love for, and he's leaving the facility or sent home from the facility, but then he's back at the facility the next day, and everyone supposedly had a great conversation and everything's cool, except it isn't, or it is. Unbelievable. Number one wildest story while I was out of the chair. And as I'm back in the chair, we still don't know what we don't know about Stefon Diggs. And is he going to be on the team? I think he absolutely is going to be on this team. Is he going to ball out? I think he will absolutely ball out. What's going to happen if something goes a little sideways in, say, week 1, Monday night against Aaron Rodgers and the Jets? Great question. How raw is this situation? Nobody knows. He said that there's a bunch of people lying about it. Well, the question is he calling his coach a liar?
His coach is the only one who spoke.
Honestly, what is up with Stefon Diggs in Buffalo? Because we didn't get a whiff of a scent of an aroma about it when we saw him at the Super Bowl.
What the hell going on?
That's it.
Exactly.
Stefon Diggs himself giving the headline. And those are the top 5
You think we need
wildest.
one more? All right, we'll get one more.
Interestingly enough, the guy who just hit the button can answer that question. Because I can't see it right now because you're wearing a hat. Put it up there. Number 1, did you dye your hair?
Yeah. I went back old school.
No, take the hat off. Take the hat off.
Negative.
Let's
Take the hat off.
Negative on that big
Did
hat.
MDT go JFM?
I went back. No,
What do you mean you went back?
My girl did it for me, but she did it a little too dark. Yeah, my girl that actually does my
Can
hair.
you do me a favor, please?
Yeah.
Take the hat off.
Take the hat off.
Take the hat off.
Because we're seeing it in your Instagram photos of you driving and smiling.
Yeah.
By the way, your teeth look great in these pictures.
I paid for them.
There you are with Terry Crews. We didn't know it before I left the chair.
I said it before Brian.
But I heard, by the way, this made it all the way to the Middle East. Made it all the way to Israel. To me. Like, hey, Mike, I think he dyed his hair.
Well, paint job.
Yeah,
so you can confirm? You can confirm?
I can confirm.
So you're like Dion, you're the comeback player of the year?
Comeback player.
You didn't dye it for like 5 years.
Yeah, I kind of just decided.
But your lady friend did it?
No.
For you?
The lady does his hair.
His stylist. His stylist.
Oh.
Yeah. His
I
colorist.
can't follow. Okay, you're a colorist?
Yes.
You have a colorist?
I have a colorist.
Wildest story. That's a new number 1. The hell going on? You can hit that drop too, Mike. There you go.
Hold on.
Top 5 wildest stories while I was on the chair.
We can
go
go
home
home
now.
Now we can go home now.
That's a new great drop from Jokic.
You're amazing.
We can go home now.
That was Rich on his last day of vacation.
Yeah, we could go.
I'd like to go home now.
No, that was me in the 5-hour layover in Heathrow. Oh. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.